Alright, good day fellow traders. This is Michael Storm, also known as Robin Hood, and welcome to the first video from my Forex trade room. Today we want to talk about MT4 and how to navigate your way around this platform. Many traders that are new to trading or particularly new to an MT4 platform are going to want to watch this video. But if you are very good at navigating your way around MT4, you can just skip this video right now. You don't have to watch this. But those of you that would like a rundown of some of the key features and some of the ways to navigate MT4, please stick around and watch this video. Okay, this is important that we learn our trading platform and we learn it fairly well. Now it may take you several days of practicing to learn this platform good, but I do want you to get there, so I'm trying to do that right now. Alright, what you see up is my MT4 platform. This is my new one, okay, that I closed down all three accounts, and this is the brand new account that I just opened. Has nothing in it but a lousy $1,000, and I currently have nothing on screen except for two charts down here. One is my chart, and one is another chart that I'm going to show you how to get rid of it and build a chart to be exactly like mine. I would like you to do that because then we are all on the same page, okay? Don't want analysis paralysis, and I don't want you to have it either. So let's talk about all the different ways that we can navigate around MT4. Notice up at the top you have several buttons that you can hit, and if you hit one of these buttons, a simple left click will open up a drop-down menu box where you can do certain things. Okay. For instance, File, you can open up a new chart, and you can also save that chart, and you can also save your what is it called? Not platform, but your profiles. Okay. You can open up your data folder. This is important if you want to drop any indicators in, for instance, a harmonic indicator. So you have a lot of different things you can do in here. It's important to know where it is. View will help you view your toolbars, for instance. You'll notice that I have all four of them selected. The standard, the charts, the line studies, and the templates. All four of these are right up in here. Every single thing that you see right now that my cursor is hovering over, you are going to want this up 100% of the time. All right, we use it constantly. Not just the Fib tool, but the chart shift. We use zooming in, zooming out. All of this stuff is important, and especially changing time frames on your chart. Especially if you're just using one monitor, you're going to want to toggle very often during the day to see your 15-minute chart closes and to see your 1-hour chart close. It's very important to watch the clock, okay? The next thing is that you have this little thing right here. It's the third button over from the left. Okay, this is called your Market Watch. Now, if you notice when I hover over that there's a little pop-up box appears, Control M, so I can either click this to get rid of my Market Watch, all right, or I can click it again to open it. The other way to do it is just to hit Control M. It's a hotkey, and Control is right below your Shift key. Just hit Control M, takes it away. Control M opens it back up again. We want this Market Watch to be available to us and to be able to get it quickly if we need to place a trade from the Market Watch. Now, organizing your Market Watch, since I'm already on this subject right now, I'm just going to talk about that. You'll see that I have the Euro and then the Pound, and then I have the Swissy. All right, I'm just using the abbreviations right now. These are nice little terms that we have for our currency pairs. The Euro just means the Euro dollar, and the Pound just means the Pound dollar, or cable can mean Pound dollar. And the Swissy means the US dollar Swiss franc. The Loonie means the US dollar Canada. These are just affectionate terms that we've given to them. You know, I didn't do it, but somebody else made them up, okay? The New Zealand US dollar is often called the Kiwi, and the Australia US dollar is called the Aussie. All right, so these are our 6 majors because they are against the US dollar. After that, we have a descending list that's completely and totally out of order. We don't want it like this. We want to duplicate these very same currencies here directly below, but to have it be in the Japanese yen. So very simply, you just go find the euro yen And to organize your market watch, you're going to grab that by doing a very simple left click, and then while you're still clicking and not releasing, you're still holding it down, you simply drag it up to where you want it to go, and you let go of your left click mouse button, okay? And that will organize your market watch. So we put the euro yen there. It's very simple to move along and find the pound yen and every other currency pair that we care for and put them in their proper place so that our market watch is set up for us and we know exactly where everything is and we don't have to hunt around for it. You'll notice I just left clicked the pound yen and I'm dragging it up and I'm about to release, and as soon as I do, there it is. Okay? So we want to do that with all of these pairs. All right? It's very simple. The next one would be the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So we simply find it, left click it, drag it up, put it right where we want it to go, and let go. Now that will help us to organize the market watch, and I'll show you exactly what a good looking market watch looks like towards the end of this video. I'll have it complete for you, but I don't want to bore you to tears. Your time is precious, as is mine, so let's just move along. Now we have our market watch up. The next thing that we want to focus on is the navigator. Okay, the navigator you will need to get to at certain times to open up some of these things. You'll notice there that you have a little plus button, and you can hit that, okay, and it will open up things for you like moving averages or whatever. I hate to tell you, but I don't use these things. Bollinger Bands, John Bollinger created them. He doesn't even use them. That should tell you something, okay? There's a lot of stuff in here that I just simply don't want to get into. It's not that I haven't taken the time to understand it. I do, but they just don't help me. And your broker provides a million free things to you. If you'll notice, I just opened up an oscillator, and you can see all kinds of stuff in here. MACD, you name it, relative strength, you name it. These indicators are very lagging, and your broker would love you to death if you would use them, because by the time a signal is generated, it's usually too late. And if you know price action, you're simply not going to need any of these indicators except for a few simple ones that are true, tried, tested, and absolutely work. Okay, and I will show you what those are. So you can just click that little plus, right, and it opens up whatever you want it to open up. Okay, we do put certain indicators on our charts, and you'll see them, and they're down here. Especially the track record. I want you to have that. It'll help you tremendously, along with the eye exposure. Okay, eye exposure is right up here. They go together on one chart. You're going to want those, and I will get to that in a little while. Also, I use an older version of ZUP 86. You can get anything you want online. They have the England 92. There's so many ZUP indicators out there. What this is a harmonic indicator. And you can use any one you want. It doesn't matter. All right, but I just like the old ZUP 86. And you have to use it in conjunction with this ZUP info right here. And that will make your harmonics appear on your chart. And I'll show you all about that very soon. All right, so next thing, moving along, this is something you're going to want to use very often. It's called terminal. Hit the terminal, and it will open up your terminal, and you get to see a lot of information in here that is very, very important to you. Notice how I'm putting my mouse right up here so that it highlights and becomes kind of a double arrow. I simply click that, okay, and drag it up as high as it can go. I want to see the whole thing. I don't want to just see the account history. I want to see my exposure, all right? And then I also want to be able to see well, that's wonderful. I have a pause button right there, and I can't get back to what I have in there right now. So, oh, that's a little weird. Give me 1 minute to try and correct that, because I do want you to see this, but I just can't have it hidden behind that right now. Well, that is a tad of a bummer because I cannot get it to come out. Well, let's try one more time. There it is. Trade. Okay, now I'll put it back. Just a little problem. Bear with me. I am no expert on editing videos either, so that's just going to be stuck here. All right, so when you are placing your trades, it's all going to show up in here. Every trade will be listed, and if you have your one-clicking tool, you can come up here and sort by profit. You just simply click that button, profit, okay, and it will sort by profit. Now, what that means is you can have all your worst trades up here at the top, or your worst trades can be down here at the bottom. And your best trades could be up here at the top. I like to have it sorted that way. I like to have the one-clicker feature on so that if I'm watching it, and I'm watching a chart, let's say that I'm long. For instance, I'm just going to use an example today. I saw the Great British Pound Canada come on back. It pulled back very nicely to a 15-minute 200 moving average. I stalked it all day long. I went long. It did bounce. It bounced very mildly into the end of the day, and I wanted to take the trade off as soon as I saw a 1-minute sell bar on a 5-minute sell bar after the 15-minute chart rocked up to a mild area of resistance, and I simply reached over, hit my one-clicker, and bam, I was out for 31 pips. Done. Okay, it's nice to have it sorted that way because it helps you. It's really easy. But remember, with MT4, there are multiple ways to do something. See how I have my cursor hovering above that terminal right there, and it told me Control plus T will also allow me to get rid of it. So I simply hit Control and T for terminal, and it goes away. Control T brings it back. Control T, it's gone. So simple. Learn your hotkeys. Learn these buttons. They're very important. Now, let's start to get into the charts a little bit. Here you can see one of my charts. All right, I have a chart shift on at the moment. I can take it off. There is the shift button. Okay, if I hit that button, it reduces the size and brings it right back up to the prices. If I hit it again, I've got some space. This can help me if I wanted to use the text feature to write a note. For a text feature, okay, you simply hit the text button, which is a T for text. All right, if you click it, it will bring up a box. You just simply click on your chart and something comes up. Now you want to go into the text and wipe out, label, because that's not going to help. What could I write here? Hitting 0.886 fib? Question mark. I'm not sure, but I think it is. Because my eyeballs kind of see it, so okay, you can double click that and drag it down and release to put where you want it to go. So, since I'm on this subject, hold on one second here. I'm going to hit the fib retracement tool. And no, I'm not. I'm going to answer that phone call first and be right back. Alrighty, back again. Sorry about that brief interruption. So we come up here and hit the fib tool. And when you pull your cursor back down onto the chart, you should be able to see, I hope you can see this, but it's got a whole bunch of lines on it and a little plus symbol. To draw a fib, you simply go to the very top of a swing high, and you try and get as close as you can to it there. Left click and hold. You're going to left click and hold it down as you're dragging to the bottom of a swing low, and then simply release. Okay, and that will put your fib up. Now, your fib with your fib tool, with MT4, comes standard in some pretty ugly colors. It's yellow, doesn't work well, you can't see it. Okay, so what you want to do is click on the fib so that it highlights it, and simply give a right click and go into your fib properties. Now, the reason for this is because there's certain things we want to take off. For instance, that little tiny fib that is usually down here, like the 23.6 or something. I never use that fib. I highly recommend that you don't ever use that fib. It is such a minor fib. It is completely unimportant. I don't care about it, and you shouldn't either. Okay, the 382 is important. The 50% is important, but even though, I'd like to just make this quick disclaimer. There's no such thing as a 50% fib. A 50% area is simply a GAN area, G-A-N-N. It is not a fib at all, but because a lot of traders believe it's a fib, and because everybody uses the 50% area of a swing, and because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that there's often reactions at that level, we do want to have that on. Now, the granddaddy of all fibs, most traders would like to believe, is the 618. Not true. So sorry to disappoint you. It is absolutely not so. There is reactions there, granted, but there's a few fibs that you want to add that are magic fibs. People don't even know about them. Not too many people know about them, and I really haven't found many. I don't even know where I learned it from. I wish I could give credit where credit is due. I don't know. The 786 and the 886 fib, you want to add that in both on your level and your description. Okay? Very simply, you can change your size to be thicker, and you can change your colors so that it's red and not yellow. This is kind of important, okay? And on your visualization, no, not that one. What's the one we're looking for? Okay, under common, you do want to have it black or some other strong color that you can see so that you'll be able to get rid of it. Okay, when I hit OK, it's going to change everything, and you see my fibs just got thicker. Okay, and to get rid of a fib, all I have to do, see how right now it is not highlighted, all I have to do is give a double click really quickly. That will highlight the fib, and then I right click it and I select delete, and the fib goes away, because I don't want the fibs on my lower time frames messing me up while I'm looking at stuff. Darn, I do have to admit that I did think of shorting the euro. I saw this thing here, gosh, I guess it was about 30 minutes ago, whatever. Before I started the video, I did see it, and I wanted to put another trade on, but I knew I was going to make this video, so I didn't do it. I did miss a few pips, but no big deal. There's millions of trades out there. We'll get many of them, so no biggie. All right, let me think. What else can we talk about now? Oh, chart setup. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. No, actually, I'm going to bring it back because I want to talk to you first about what we have on the chart. These are some pretty important things, okay? This here is a 200 moving average. You need it. You need it on almost every time frame, okay? It really is important. It should be on everything, but actually, you don't need it on, let me go ahead and open the properties up, okay? You do not need it on a 1-minute chart. That's just kind of stupid, actually. So we can unclick the 1 minute and then go ahead and select that we want it on a 5-minute time frame. We want it on a 15. In fact, we want it on every single time frame that there is. Now, I don't use the 30-minute time frame. There are some traders that do, and I'm not against you using it if you find that it helps you in your trading. But you really don't need a 200 MA on your 1-minute chart. Okay, so you just simply click OK, and now it's going to set that up. So we don't have to stare at that on a 1 minute, but it will be everywhere else. Now, typically when you're above a 200 MA, and especially when you're above a 20 period and a 40 period, the trend is bullish. Okay, the trend right now is just definitely markedly up. In an uptrend, you would really like to be buying pullbacks, typically, unless you're running into a brick wall. I'll teach you later on how to find those areas, okay? But when you have the 20 period cross the 40 period, and especially on 15-minute or 1-hour charts, you are in an uptrend. We call this the river. It's like a river bank. And sometimes the river has some narrow passages, okay? And sometimes the river is very wide. All right? But you can see right now that you're above every time frame, and so simply the trend is bullish right now. Okay? When I go to a 15-minute chart, you can see the trend is bullish. If you're looking at the moving averages, it's right there. So what you want on your chart is a 20 period, a 40 period, a 100, because many traders use this, and a 200. Now, when you go to a daily chart, though, there's one other moving average that I have not put on this yet, and I need to get it up immediately. So I'm going to show you how to put that moving average up right now. If you don't know, please watch. We go to Insert, and we left-click it. Then we select Insert Indicators, and then we move over to the moving average. Okay? So Insert Indicators, Moving Average, or Insert Indicators, Trend, and moving average. There's always more than one way to do this. With MT4, there is some redundancy in here. So we're going to click the moving average. We're going to take it off of all time frames. There's one particular one, and we only want it on a daily and no other time frame. And that will be color-coded, something that won't mess you up, okay? For instance, like a dark green. This is the color I always choose for this. And our parameters are, simply wipe it out and type in 55, okay? A 55 DMA, sorry, dark green. 55 period moving average on the daily. Now the reason for this is because many bank traders use this, and we want to make sure we know where it is on our charts if we're ever looking at a daily chart. It's got to be there, but we need it on no other time frame at all. All right, so very simply, if you missed that, we simply hit Insert, Indicators, Moving Averages. Oops. I'm sorry, I don't have my mouse. I am on a different computer, and I'm using this scratch pad here. I'm very used to a mouse, so I'm going a little bit slow right now. So it's Insert Indicators and Moving Average. You click it, and you have your chance to open up anything you want. You want all these on all the charts. So let me get to that right away, showing you how we're going to take an ugly chart and set it up to make it our very own. You see this chart here I opened. It's pretty ugly. We don't want this. This is nothing that we can use, okay? Everything is bad about it. Everything. So if we hit Control Y, we will get rid of all of our daily markers, okay? Control Y will put them back up again. I hope you can see that. Control Y takes it off. We want those things gone for now, all right? So we're going to come over here to our MACD. I don't use it. I'm going to right-click it and select to delete the entire indicator window. I'm not against you if you use it, but you better know it's severely lagging, okay? And any system that you have that uses that is going to be a very lagging system. Relative strength, I don't want it. I simply right-click and delete the entire indicator window, okay? So now we have a lot of stuff up here. We need to do some changes. We will right-click and select Properties. I want you to get up to speed with the way my charts are. You don't have to do this. I'm just simply recommending it, okay? If we're all looking at the same thing, it's going to be a lot easier. So when I right-click, a big pop-up box comes up here, and I want to make a tremendous amount of changes. So we're going to get rid of the background and instead use something like well, I like Gainsborough myself. I don't want it to be bright white. It's just a little too stark for me, okay? I'm looking for it. I don't know why I'm not finding it. There it is. Okay, there's Gainsborough. It's not bright white, and it's not any other freaky color like pink. I certainly don't want that one, okay? No offense. If pink's your favorite color, you go right ahead. Foreground, we want to be black, and the grid, let's just get rid of it. The thing is annoying, it's in the way, and it just messes completely up. So we'll select none. All I have to do to change this, right, is come over to these arrows and put my cursor on it and click it, and a little box appears, and then I can make my changes. Now, for a bar up, I want to do black, and for a bar down, I also want that black, okay? Because it will highlight the outlines for us. The bull candle, I don't even use green. I don't. I use a lime color because it just is more appealing to the eye. Line graph we simply don't need. We'll select none. Volumes is basically a myth. Ask line, we do not need that. Stop levels, I guess you could leave that in there. Oops, I messed up. I'm sorry. That would have been pretty funny looking. Okay, bar up black, bar down is black. A bull candle we want to be lime, and a bear candle we're simply going to make it red. Okay, it's easy. We hit OK, and everything changes. You see? So we got a nice looking chart, but it's naked. It doesn't have anything on it. We need to put some things on there. We'll go ahead and start with this stochastics, which is good. If you don't have this on your chart, remember how to get it. It's very simple. You just come up here to Insert, and then you're going to hit Indicators. All right, and then you would look for Oscillator, and then you should be able to find it right in there. Let me see if it's in there. Oscillators, yep, there it is. Stochastic oscillator is the one you're going to click. Now, this is the only indicator I use on my chart, and there's a reason for that, because it really helps and it really works. The market does tend to move this way quite a bit. Let me just get that lined up. Okay. Now, I don't like the default colors, so I'll simply right-click them, and I will go to the Properties. Now, I have mine set for 833. If you would like, you can go ahead and set it to 1033. That is what the bankers told me. I sat down with a dozen bank traders, and they did tell me to use that. I've done it. I've used it. I put an 833 and a 1033 side by side for many, many days, and I found that the difference is so minuscule that it just didn't even matter. Okay, there was no difference really at all that was discernible. So I went ahead and kept my 833 and did not go with the banker recommendation of 1033. I don't think that that's going to affect me in any way. Now, what we want to do is come over here and make it thicker, because we want to be able to see that crossover. We also want to change the colors to something that's more striking. For instance, a purple or an indigo would be very good. These are just colors I found appealing to me. A dark orange. Okay, when I click OK, now I can see them really clear on the gray background, the light gray background. They show up well. You'll notice that right now I have my one clicker is up there, this one click feature. All you have to do is hit Alt and T, and that will take it away. All right, and you can hit Alt button, ALT, and T at the very same time, or hit Alt first and then hit T right afterwards, and it will just bring your one clicking thing up and take it away. So if I wanted to sell this, I simply hit the sell button. If I want to buy it, I simply hit the buy button. And what you're looking at right now is the current spread. Now, at the time of this recording, the markets are closed. We basically have New York closed, and we have London is closed, and that's why you can see the spread is spread out quite a bit. It's about 2 pips, and it will fluctuate. It might go a little higher. It might go 2.5 pips. And it might go down a little bit occasionally, but not much, because basically everything is closed right now. And during high liquidity times, the spread can go so low, there's times I can see it down at like half a pip, or maybe even 0.2 or 0.3 of a pip. It does happen. It's kind of rare. Your broker won't want that for more than a second or two. So they don't want you getting in a trade for such a cheap price, okay? Now, in order to get an order box, let's say we did not want to use this one-click feature, and we didn't want to hit buy or sell with that, okay? we could also double click on the euro. And this will bring up our order box. You're going to want to remember this because an order box is a very good thing to have open sometimes and to watch. What you're watching is not just the spread, but you're also watching the ticks. And it takes a lot to make these ticks move. Every one of these ticks is basically an algorithm or somebody, placing trades. And it can be millions and sometimes 20 and 30, 50 million dollars at a clip going off right here to make this thing even move. Okay? So, for instance, let me give you an example. If we were short, well, I'm not short now. I wanted to be earlier. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to try and give you an example. All right, here is a very tiny 5-minute sell. That's definitely not a high quality sell, and it's only got 1 minute left to close, and it's a pretty insignificant bar. But let's say that we sold this right now, okay, and then we wanted to get out of our trade, and let's say that we were scalp trading, okay. We see that this is up high, the stochastics are up in the top, it looks like they're about to cross. We want to wait, 5, 10, 15 minutes until the stochastics come down and hopefully until price comes down. And we want to get out of a trade, all right? So if we were in this trade and you had already placed the trade, you could go and open up your order box by very simply going to your terminal right here, and your order would be right there. And all you'd have to do is double click real fast on your order, and that order box would instantly show up. You would then hit your terminal again to get rid of the terminal so that you can watch the charts. You could even drop down to a 1-minute chart. And when you are wanting to get out of a scalp trade, you're waiting for prices to burst south, okay? Your order box would be up. Let me do it. Your tick box would be showing, and you would want to see this, preferably, burst south. Multiple 1-minute bars, 5, 6, 7 of them, whatever. And as soon as you saw a turn, either on the ticks, okay, like over here, see, 3, 4 bars down real quick, the tick chart would have shown it immediately before that candle even closed. And if you're scalping and you're just wanting to grab a quick 5, 6, 7 pips real fast, over here it wouldn't be like this. It would say close the order, and you could just simply push the button fast, bam, and you're out. Okay, so that's one thing we like about how to get out of a trade. We can watch the tick charts and help that will help us to get out of a trade when something is rocking south. As soon as it starts to turn, you want to nail it because you don't know. It may become a 1-minute buy, and you sit there and watch your 9.5 pips instantly become 8. A minute later, it's 7. A minute later, it's 6 pips, and you're like, oh, gee. I should have just taken it when I had 9.5 pips, and now I've got 6. That will frustrate you, so have your order box open. Right, so remember that this chart is naked right now, and there are no moving averages, so I'll just show you one more time, and I'm only going to do it with one, okay? I don't want to bore you. Insert indicators. You run over to moving average, and you click it, and then you type in what you wish for, okay? You simply get rid of what's in the box and type in like a 20. Come over, select your color. I always do mine to blue. It's nice and easy. Just click blue. Set the thickness to where you want it to be. Okay. I always do a simple. I always do it on a close. Just hit enter, and there you go. Okay. Very, very simple. All right. Changing time frames is super easy. All you have to do is toggle. Just hover your mouse over and hit any time frame you wish, and you have an instant change. Okay. And that helps you in many ways to toggle your various currencies and see where what you're looking for, what you're trying to trade, okay, that day. So let me think if there's anything that I forgot right now. Let's see here. Okay, one thing when you're first setting up that you might not have every symbol that I have here. You see this little scroll bar inside of our market watch? I can double click that and drag it down and get a chance to view all of my different stuff. Okay, but if I don't have it, or let's say, you know, hey, new contract, right? New contract today, oil, changing over, right? I can simply right click and select show all, and every symbol is going to come up. Now, it doesn't mean I want to trade all these symbols, okay? There's a lot of symbols that we just don't want to deal with. For instance, US dollar PLN. I personally have no need for it. I have selected 6 other dollar cross exotics that I really like. The MXN, the TRY, the NOK, okay? The Norwegian krone. I like all these other ones, but I don't want PLN. So if I put my arrow there, I can right click it and just go over here to hide and say delete, hide, delete, get rid of it, okay? Silver. We're not going to be trading silver. Silver can crush you. Silver can make you rich, and silver can also make you very poor. And we're not going to trade silver for a while until we get this $1,000 count doubled a couple of times. We get up into the $10,000 range. Then we might occasionally trade 1 micro of silver. But I'm telling you, it's kind of deadly. You don't want to mess with it unless you've got a really great trade on. Okay? For instance, let's take a look at the chart right now. I'm going to show you how to drag something and drop it onto this chart. Silver, I want to view it. I simply left click the chart, the symbol. I left click and hold, and I drag it over here to this chart, and then I'm going to release that left click. I just let go, and there it is. And now I have my chart of silver up. You can see here monthly, silver's coming out of a descending wedge pattern and is rallying off some significant lows and really going. Okay, silver is rampant right now. Very much in an uptrend on both a monthly and a weekly, and kind of sideways on a daily. If I wanted to buy silver, you know, I certainly would be waiting for some significant pullback to a fib level or something before I tried to do any kind of a daily buy or any kind of a swing trade. And I don't really want to buy it right now. I'm just telling you, if you get silver wrong, it can really hurt you. So we don't want it. And truthfully, we're just going to trade gold instead, because it's a far more gentler and kinder metal. Okay? So I put my arrow here on silver, I right click it, and I select to delete it. Now, very simply, I can go through my entire market watch and get rid of everything that I consider to be garbage. It's not that I'm against trading them. It's very simply this. I have enough to do with all of the major currencies crossed against themselves. It gives me just under 40 currencies to trade. So I don't really need to trade really weird exotics like Euro DKK. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'll hide it. I don't need to trade Euro Huff. Alright, I don't. I'm telling you right now, I don't. But I'm not against you if you decide to do it. If you wish to increase your currency watch list from about 30 something to about 40 pairs, and you would like to bring it up to about 60 or 70 or 80 pairs to focus on and watch, by all means, you go right ahead and leave those in there. But I'm just not going to do it, okay? So I will hit things like Euro PLN, and I will delete them. Hide. I hope you have the idea right now. You simply bring it to Euro SEK, which I do not trade. You highlight that thing, you right click it, and then you select to hide. Okay? I'm going to pause the video for a brief moment and set up my market watch perfectly for you so that you can see what it looks like when it's done to what I consider to be sheer perfection. Alright guys, I am back and I have my market watch set up, to what I consider to be basically perfection. It's perfect. Let's run it down. Okay, we have the six majors: the euro, the pound, the Swissy, the loonie, the Kiwi, and the Aussie. Right after that I've got US Japan, and under that are all my yens: the euro yen, pound yen, Swiss, CAD yen, New Zealand yen, Aud yen. Okay, exactly in the same pattern. After that, we have three euro cross exotics. They're very good to trade: the euro Canada, the euro New Zealand, and the euro Australia. I love those. I have that all set up on one monitor, along with the pound Canada, the pound New Zealand, and the pound Australia. Okay, that is all set up on one monitor. Now, oops, I have this in the wrong place. This CAD Swissy. Let me just move it down because I messed up a little bit. All right. After that, we have both the euro pound and the pound Swiss franc. Now, these are a little bit more expensive. When we talk about a pip and what is a pip, you probably have heard me say it before, that I count a pip as 10. Okay. That would be $10 for a euro on a full standard. It would be $1 for a mini lot. And if I'm doing a micro lot, it's going to be 10 cents. Okay? But the euro pound is not the same. It's roughly 15 bucks, so it's 50% more expensive to trade it on a full standard. Okay, $1.50 on a mini lot and 15 cents on a micro lot. All right? So a pip is a fluctuating thing. For instance, when you come down here to like MXN, where's MXN? I think it's only like $3.40 maybe on a full standard. So you really need MXN to move a considerable distance, and believe me, it does. I mean, it can move hundreds and hundreds of pips a day. It can move 1,000 pips a day. And you could get into the MXN and ride it for 1,000 pips and have bragging rights and say, woohoo, I made 1,000 pips on MXN short or long today. And it sounds very impressive, but it's really not, because it needs to move that much to make you money. All right, it might not be that much money at all if it moves 1,000 pips. So some people get very scared of the spread when they see it. For instance, if you were to click this would probably scare the pants off of you right now. If you look at the size of that spread, guys, that is well over 100 and something pips. I'm telling you right now, that's about 150 pip spread. And you're thinking, whoa, no way am I trading that. Listen, well, right now it costs money because the market's closed. But during high volume times, this spread will greatly drop. And really, you'll see the dollar amount. It's just not that much. Okay, so there is a difference in pips, but what we do for the purposes of this room is we're going to count every pip, especially when we start, because we're trading micro lots. For every single bullet that's going to be fired off, it's going to be one micro lot fired. Okay. Now we could go all the way up to 10 micro lots if we have to. And if we're trying to build a position, we might go that far, but I doubt it, okay? Rarely do I ever get to that kind of a position where I've got more than 4 or 5 on at once. And if I ever have to go to 10, it's probably because I'm in a little bit of trouble or a bind and I'm trying to get out of something. I've got some damage, or I'm adding to a position for a particular swing. Or pardon me, my conviction might actually be very high, and I'm willing to take something that way. But what I'm trying to say here is that for every currency that we fire off, we can only do it a couple of times. Just a few bullets here, a few bullets there. We really don't want to get to the point where we have 10 currencies on the table, and we got 10 micros fired off on every currency, because that's really a lot. We can't do that until we get our account to double up first, before we can ever do something like that. Okay. So anyway, please forgive me. I know I'm a little bit random in my thoughts right now, but there's just so much information, and I'm really trying to put out as much as I can in one shot for you. So here's how I have my market watch set up. And if I want to get rid of that, remember there's two ways to do it. Come up here and hit market watch, or I can just simply come up with my finger and hit, Control M, and it takes it away. All right. So if we have our charts sorted, notice here I can go to Window, and I can come over here towards Tile Windows, and I can go ahead and hit that button, and it will tile all my windows perfectly. Now, let's say today that I didn't feel like trading certain pairs, and I ended up minimizing them, and I just got rid of a whole bunch, and let's just say I felt like, I don't know, having charts be bigger, maybe. I could get rid of a lot of things here. I could just go around and hit the minimize button, hit this minimize button. We don't want to hit the red X because that closes them out. And now I can make my charts all bigger by hitting Window and Tile. See how they got a little bit larger? So there's other things we can do. For instance, if we're going to be trading, say, one particular currency on the day. Let's just say that, maybe you're a new trader, maybe you just wanted to trade one thing and you didn't want to get involved in something else on a particular day, and you said, okay, my one currency for the day is going to be, I don't know, let's pick one. How about, I don't know, let's pick one. Australia dollar, okay. And you wanted to just trade simply odd and nothing else. Here's how we can do it. We can close up all of these charts, not close them, but minimize them, okay? We can come over here to our market watch. We could grab our Australia dollar, all right? Let me find it. And we simply left click and drag it over here and let go. Now, because I have the harmonics in, I always have to hit allow DLL imports and say yes to that. I always have to do that because the harmonics are in there. Okay, let's say we want another one. I can either do that again by simply left clicking and holding it and dragging it into an empty space and letting go. All right, I can do it that way. Select to allow the DLL imports and then hit OK. Or I could simply right click and say, give me a chart window. All right, now I have 3 of them up. Okay, so if we want to organize these, again, we would hit Window, but we're not going to want to tile them. Okay, watch what happens. Oh, well, I'm sorry. If it's 4, it'll actually do it in 4 quadrants. But yeah, if it's 3, this is the right way to go. What I wanted to show you is you have a selection you can hit to tile vertical. And now what I can do is I can keep a very close eye for scalping and for swing purposes by hitting a 1-minute chart, hitting this chart over here. I want to, oops, I double clicked it. I want to take this chart and highlight it so it's not really a light gray but more of a darker gray, and then I'm going to hit 5-minute. Okay, then over here I can click that chart and highlight this chart and come over here and hit 15. So now you see that I have 3 charts up, and this helps a lot. Okay, let me just go ahead and tile them one more time. Tile vertical. Oops, it just changed everything, so I'll have to go back and do it again. 1, 5, and 15. There. Okay. So this helps a lot for scalping purposes to see when you're getting a turn. It helps you out a lot. I'm going to go into this in much more detail in the training sessions to come, but I just wanted you to know that you can do this if you want to. And there's other things that we can do, but I think this is a pretty brief rundown, and this is hopefully helpful to you to get started with MT4. Hopefully you have a pretty good idea of how to get started. We should know how to build our charts by now. making sure that our candles have little black outlines. We know what our moving averages are. We know what our stochastics are supposed to be and how we want them colored, how we want them thick. Okay, we should know how to minimize a chart and how to restore it back up by simply hitting that restore button. Okay, maximizing a chart is just simply hitting the maximize button, and getting it to go back down is you're just going to restore it back down. Okay. To save a chart, you want to right click and then hit template and then come over here to save the template, okay, and select what you want to call it. I just call it my template, okay, and then I hit save. Yes, I want to overwrite it, and there we go. Now I've got my template saved. I can get it anytime I want. You can also do the same thing for profiles. You can hit profile and come over here and say I want to save this profile as, and then you can just call it any name that you want to call it and hit OK, and it will save that for you so that you have it forever. All right, that's kind of nice to have. Okay. We should all know by now how to open up and close our terminal, and opening and closing our market watch, opening and closing our navigator. Okay. Know all about the status bar, how you really kind of want to have that up so you can see if you're connected or not connected. We should know how to, get our order box up here. I guess maybe one more thing before I close the video. Let's go ahead and do it with an Australia trade, okay? Just so that we can see how we would do this if this was an actual trade that we were placing, okay? I'm going to tile them vertically. Let's say that I kind of had the hots for Australia dollar right now and I just wanted to buy it. I just wanted to be long. I can see the 15-minute coming down in a nice channel, and so I go ahead and I buy one right now. You see we have a little bit of 1-minute buy action. We've got this kind of small, pathetic 5-minute buy. But we're down here at a 15-minute chart, and we're down at the moving average, and I like it. So I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy a little piece now. But I do realize that it can go lower. I mean, the stochastics are buried right now, but they could still trend lower. And let's say I wanted to buy over here. There's two ways I can do this, all right? I can hover my mouse right here and do a right click and say buy limit. Oops, oh, there comes my disclaimer. I guess I forgot to say yes, I accept these terms of my one clicker. I just did. Okay, so I can come down to the 200 MA in the previous wick and say, yeah, I'll take another piece if I'm lucky enough. I'm about to go have dinner. But if price comes there, sure, I'll buy. What's wrong? Why did that not allow me to do that? Well, I'll find out in a minute. Okay. So there's another way you can do it, is you can hit odd and double click that thing, and you can come over here to the pending order and select a buy limit, and then you can put your price in. See how as soon as I hit that arrow key it showed my entry right there, but I don't want it there, so I scroll down and I just hold that button and scroll down. Or you can wipe this out completely and type in the price that you want. Okay, so if I hit the backspace button, I could let's see, we'll go ahead and get the price right now. Oh, well, the moving average tells me the price. There it is. That price right there is a value of 76 cents and 72 pips. So I can come over here and type in 76 cents and 72 pips. Okay? Is that correct? Do I have that right? I hope I do. 76.84. Trade is disabled. Not sure why that is. This is a live account. It's funded. Hope my broker didn't go out of business. Oh, that would be awful. Well, actually, I just closed all my accounts, got my money out, so I guess it wouldn't be that bad, but that would be awful. I'm not sure why that happened right now. I've got some kind of glitch. I don't really know what it is, but it's just saying that the trade is disabled right now. I will figure it out later. But if you push that button, place, it would place it. Okay, that's all I'm trying to show you. So there's a couple of different ways to do things. I'm probably running out of time. I think this video is approaching 1 hour, and I'm really sorry for the, the delay. I thank you for your time. I know you've put a lot of time in. I think I'm at 55 minutes right now. So let me finish up by saying this. If you had a trade on right now, let's say that this was your trade, okay? You can literally click that trade and drag the trade up to where you want your take profit to be. So let's say I longed it right here, and I felt like getting out up here. There was some congestion up here. I can just let go, and the trade will automatically have a take profit there. And when the market comes up there, it'll hit, and you're filled, and you're out, and your money's booked, and it's in your account. Okay? So this will be video 1. Again, thank you for your time. Sorry if I rambled too much. There may be some things I didn't cover, and so if I hit on a subject but I didn't cover it, or if I left something undone and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to do it, please contact me. You can contact me many different ways, but the best way of all is going to be Skype. Okay, it's Robinhood1776. That's Robinhood1776 is my Skype ID. Or you can contact me at robinhood@myforextraderoom.com and shoot me a question there. Or in the live room, you guys can just ask all the questions you want, and I'll be there to answer it for you almost in a moment's notice. So please, if you have any questions, do contact me and let me know, okay? I want you up to speed. I want you running at full speed as fast as I can. Get you there. Thanks for watching video 1, and we'll move on to video 2 next. Ciao for now.